Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Today I need to put together an arrangement for a memorial service. I'm starting out with a plastic cemetery type basket. So this is a basket that comes in 3 different pieces, and I've showed it to you before. It comes with the ring for the bottom, the pot for the actual foam itself, and then it's a ring that pops on for the handle. Now what I've done is I've taken my words. I have taken a full block of fresh floral foam and about 1/3 of a block of fresh floral foam. I took that third and I cut it in half, and I put part of it on the bottom of the basket. I put the full block right on top of that. And the reason I do that is because I want to lift this foam up just a little bit. It makes it so much easier to add my flowers and to add my foliage, and it makes the basket a little bigger and showier. And then the rest of the foam that I had left over, I kind of wedged in the front and in the back of the full block. I added water to my reservoir, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to take this waterproof tape, and I am going to tape my foam into place. So I just take that tape and I just wrap it right around this handle, and I just tape that foam right into place, and I just kind of crisscross it. And then you just tear that tape, and now the foam is steady and in place. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some leather leaf fern. Using my floral knife, I just cut the band that holds it together. I'm going to take my leather leaf and I am going to green out my container. I take my floral knife and I cut that greenery at an angle, and I am just tucking that right down in to that foam. And what I'm going to do is basically do a fan shaped arrangement. So it's going to just look like a fan all the way around.
Thank you so much.
So I'm just taking my leather, adding that greenery right to this container, and greening out the front of the arrangement. Now often this is how I will make a church arrangement, is just kind of in a fan shape like this. Now you can use really any kind of greenery you would like. I just think leather's really easy to use, so therefore that's why I'm using the leather. It's fairly inexpensive, and I have plenty of flowers that are going to cover that greenery up. So there is my leather leaf. I'm going to turn my container around, and I am going to add greenery to the back of the arrangement. I'm just going to take this greenery and I'm going to lay it flat and press it right into that foam. And I'm just pressing it right into the foam. You just want to make sure that you're going to cover up those mechanics. I just don't want you to see all that foam when you turn around the arrangement. And you want to do that with every arrangement that you make. Be sure that it's finished on the back side. An unfinished arrangement is just unattractive. It just looks like you just didn't finish it. And so it's important that you go ahead and green out the back side too. All right, so there's my greenery. I have this one little broken piece. I'm going to cut it and tuck it right in the front there. All right, next we're going to come in with our fresh flowers. So I'm going to set my greenery to the side. I'm going to start out with my line flower. So I chose this beautiful blue delphinium. Now look how vibrant and pretty that color is. I'm going to start out with my line flower, and what this line flower is going to do is it's going to show you the height and the dimensions of this arrangement. I'm taking my floral knife, cutting that stem at an angle, and I am putting it right there in the very top. That is going to define the height of my arrangement. I have 5 stems, So I'm going to use all 5 stems. I'm going to take my second stem, cut that stem at an angle, and I am going to stair step it right down from the center. I'm going to take my third stem, cutting it at an angle, and I'm going to do the exact same on the opposite side. So you can kind of see 1, 2, 3. Here's my fourth stem. Cut that at an angle, and it's going to come here on the outside of the arrangement. So just kind of tuck it. So now you can see how it's really looking more like a fan, right? All right, so there we go. So we have our 5 stems of blue delphinium. Next, we're going to come in with our second line flower. The second line flower I chose, this is for a lady, so I chose to use a fuchsia colored stalk. It smells so pretty, the color is fantastic. I'm only using 4 stems of fuchsia colored stalk. I'm going to take my floral knife, cut that stem at an angle, and I'm going to start with it here in the center. I'm going to take my second stem, and it's going to come between these 2 stems of blue delphinium. Tuck that in. My third stem is going to come between these 2 stems of blue delphinium. It's got a bloom that was hanging off. And then my fourth stem is going to come here in the center, right there in the very center, kind of right off center. There. I'm going to twist that one to get him. There we go. All right, so there is our fuchsia stalk. Next, we will come in with some white daisies. So I have just white standard daisies, and we will use these. Now the one thing is these daisies have lots of blooms, and there's a couple of blooms that don't look lovely. So anytime you have a bloom that doesn't look pretty, go ahead and pop him out. Excuse me. Okay, so this stem has lots of flowers on it. So I think I'm going to start one here, kind of down in the center. Cut that stem at an angle. Push that right down into the foam there. Okay, see how many flowers it has? It has lots of flowers on it. So I think my next stem, and there's one that doesn't look lovely, I'm going to pop him off. My next stem, I think he's going to just kind of stair step up there in the center. All right, and then I think I'm going to put my third stem up here in the top. Well, I can get him loose. Come here. So I'm going to put him right up here in the top between my delphinium and my stalk. Cut that stem at an angle and put him right there in the top of that arrangement. So it's kind of like a line that comes down, okay? Next, we are going to come in with our solidago. So I have 3 very large stems of solidago aster. So I think I'm going to put one on the opposite side of where the daisies were. So we're going to tuck him here. Well, I can't get the foam. Tuck one there. Cut that stem at an angle. Tuck one here. And then cut this stem at an angle. And I'm going to tuck him here. All right, there's our solidago. So you can see we're starting to fill in. Next, we will come in with alstroemeria lilies. So I have some really pretty pink alstroemeria lilies. I love an alstro. I talked about this yesterday on my video. Alstros are just really long lasting and come in so many great colors. So what I'm going to do is basically sprinkle these alstros all the way through. So I started with my center alstro. I'm going to take one and hit over here to one side. I'm going to take a third and I'm going to come on the opposite side here. I'm going to take a fourth and put it between the daisy and the stalk here, kind of right there. You can kind of see a line going. I may do, let's see, one up there. I think I'm going to hold off on him. So I've got one to the left, one to the right, and then two kind of in the center. Okay, next we're going to come in with some beautiful oriental lilies. So these are white oriental lilies. There are two types of lilies, traditional lilies, that we see. They are called oriental and Asiatic. An oriental is the largest or the larger bloom of the two, and it has the pretty fragrance. And then there's Asiatic, and an Asiatic lily is a smaller lily, comes in like vivid colors, like it comes in white and it comes in pinks, but it comes in yellows and oranges and reds. Most of the time, the oriental lilies, the most vivid is going to be like a stargazer with that red and pink, so pretty. Most of the time they're usually softer colors, but they smell so lovely. Of the two, I prefer the orientals, just because they just smell so nice, and I really like their size. And I have found in my experience, an oriental lily opens faster than an Asiatic, and I'm not exactly sure why. Okay, so I tucked us a few lilies right there in the front, and they smell so pretty, and they really look nice. Now these lilies are kind of tight, but they will open on up and be really large lilies. Next we are going to come in with some roses. So I have some yellow stemmed roses. I'm going to pull my drawer open back here, and I'm going to grab a few wires so I can wire these roses. Well, here we go. Okay, so I am going to take and remove the foliage. You don't have to remove all the foliage. And then I'm going to remove any of the petals that don't look pretty. So just go ahead and pull some of those petals. If they don't look nice, go ahead and pull them off. So there's a yellow rose. I'm going to take my wire. This is number 21 gauge. That's my favorite gauge. It's just right is the reason it's my favorite. It's not too heavy, but it's not too light. I'm going to take it, this is called the calyx of the rose, and it's kind of the little swollen part right under the head. I'm going to press it right into that calyx and just twist that wire right around that stem. Now, not everybody does this, and it is, if you don't want to do it, you do not have to. What it does for me is it just guarantees this little heavy-headed rose stays upright and pretty. So I like to wire my roses, but not everybody does, and that's okay. I'm going to wire 5 stems. Oops, come here. These outer petals got bumped and bruised, so I'm just removing those. If your foliage is pretty, you can absolutely leave that on, but if it's not, go ahead and peel that back. And then here's my last little rose. All right, I'm going to take my floral knife, and I think my first rose is going to go here between my lilies and my stalk. So I'm really kind of randomly placing them. There's not any real rhyme or reason, just because I'm just placing them kind of throughout this arrangement. All right, so there's our roses, and you can kind of see that I've just kind of scattered that yellow all the way through. Now lastly, the last flower that I've chosen to use is pink lisianthus. And I have pretty pink lizzie. Lisianthus is really one of my favorites. I've got lots of favorites, but I really like Lizzie. I'm going to just take this lisianthus and I'm going to use it kind of as a filler flower. I'm just going to fill in spots that I feel like kind of need a flower there. The wonderful part about Lizzie is it comes in several different colors. It comes in a soft yellow, it comes in a pink, it comes in a variegated pink and white. It comes in white and it comes in purple and lavender. It reminds you a little bit, if you've ever seen it, it reminds you a little bit of a rose. But the wonderful part are these lovely little buds that are on the top of the Lizzie. I think that's the part I like the best. So you really can see in this arrangement, I just kind of scattered color all the way through. And it's for a lady, so I wanted some vivid lady colors. All right, so there is our flowers. So to finish the arrangement, I am going to make a bow with a pretty pink ribbon. So the ribbon I have, and I'm going to have to grab another piece of wire. Just take a skewer, it's going to do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to tape my wire. And I'm just going to kind of make a loopy bow. So I'm holding my wire, my ribbon there, and I'm just twisting, and I'm just kind of making a loopy bow. Now I chose the soft pink because it really goes really well with my alstroemeria lilies and with my lisianthus. I'm just taking my wire and I am just wiring that bow together. Just like that. There's my loopy bow. I'm going to fluff my bow, and I'm going to tuck it right there on my basket. So I couldn't find a wood pick in my drawer, so I'm just going to use a bamboo skewer. I'm going to twist that wire right around that skewer really tightly so it's there, and I'm going to tuck that right down into my thumb. And there you have it, a beautiful basket for a funeral. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. If you have any questions about how we make arrangements or how we do things here at our flower shop, you know we would love for you to ask. You can drop it in the comments down below, or you can hop over to Facebook and ask me in the messages. I'm so happy to answer. Guys, if you have not already started following us over on Facebook or on Instagram, we would love to have you there also. On Facebook, we do live videos every single day. So check us out there, and we talk to one another and we just have a really good time. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, hit that little bell, and you'll get notifications. Guys, have a wonderful day and we'll see you real soon. Thank you so much.